Welcome to Basket Talks new episode.
Every night it's there for school.
This is Mirdemir Demirer from Basket Talks.
It's constant. Unlike these human beings.
In this episode, we are with Coach Mike G. Hi, Coach. How are you?
Oh man, I'm amazing. I'm happy to be here with you.
Thank you. I'm so happy and excited to have you here. Thank you for accepting the invitation again. How's it going? Is everything great?
It's the heat of the summer. Summer training is going really well. I'm excited to see what the players are going to do in the upcoming season, but we still have like 6 more weeks to get better, so we're going to maximize. I'm only working with basically one guy full-time, Fred VanVleet of the Rockets. He and I decided to be full-time together in September of last year, so I've been with him all year. That's why I moved to Houston. And the reason why I'm in LA is A, I live here. I have a home here, so this is like home. And also B, he's on vacation, so I decided to go back to my home. So that's why I came back to LA.
Yeah, that's perfect. I want to start with, you started your sport journey as a football player, a football
That's
or
right.
soccer player. And then you started to train with tennis players, right? And then eventually you find your niche in basketball. So what was the driving force behind this transition, and how did each step contribute to your growth as a coach?
First of all, I want to just let everyone know that I didn't play soccer. I played American football.
Because some people say it's
American
football, some people say soccer, so American football.
Yeah, so I played, I put the pads on and I put the helmet on and I wouldn't hit people and stuff like that. But that was my first true love. In American football, there's a big weightlifting culture. You do a lot of weight training in American football. You do a lot of speed training to run fast. For me, I loved that process as an athlete. Once my playing career ended, I naturally went into the training career because I just loved to train so much. I knew I wanted to do that for a living. Yes, it's true. I actually started working with a professional tennis player, and she was number 5 in the world when she and I started working together, and we ended up being number 1 in the world for like over a year. It was amazing. It was crazy. One of the really cool aspects about training for tennis is that there's predominantly 3 different types of surfaces. You got hard court, you got clay court, and you got grass. The surface that you play on dramatically changes the game. There's like 3 different types of games. So being able to strategize different training programs to fit what surface the athlete was playing on was a very fun endeavor for me, a fun project. And that's definitely helped me become more open-minded as a trainer, because when you think about training, you think about one thing, and usually it's the athlete. So if I'm training you, I'm thinking about, okay, what are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? What can I help you get better at? What can I do to help you improve so that you're a better basketball player? But we rarely think about the environment. That allowed me to open my mind to thinking about how the environment impacts training for the athlete. So that's really helped me as a coach and developed me into a more open thinker. And as I started to evolve as a trainer and go from tennis to American football to then finally the NBA and basketball players, I had a better understanding of how the environment can impact the training space and how athletes respond to training. It's just been so amazing to be able to work with different types of athletes, both different sports and male and female. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it sounds complicated to be a strength conditioning coach for tennis players, as you said. And in some of your interviews, I heard that you said the sport that home of athletes is rugby, right?
Yeah, so I think I did say that. Good job. You did your research.
Yeah.
I think rugby sevens have probably the most athletic people in the world, because there's so many ways to define athlete or athletic. How do you define athletic is really what's going to drive the answer to this question. But for me, when I think about athletic, I think about speed, power, agility, quickness, all of the things that most people think about. But I also think about movement skill. How well can you make somebody miss? How well are you dodging? What about contact? Can you take collision? Can you brace under force? Can you do all these things that require physical and brute strength? Also tactics, being able to manipulate your body so that you can be more skillful in throwing the ball or kicking the ball on the run. They do a lot of really cool skills. And then on top of all that, they got to be able to run like the wind for long periods of time. They run forever. They're 7-minute halves, but those 7 minutes are fast. So think about going full speed in basketball for 7 minutes straight, no break. That would be very, very difficult. Exactly. So I think the rugby 7 argument is up there for me in terms of most athletic person in the world. But I also think the defensive back in American football is up there, like a cornerback or a safety, because they got to go backwards. I also think that the wing on the basketball court is also very athletic because they play the wing, but they also got to play defense pretty much across the board, high skill, physical. So there's a lot of different answers to this, but yeah, the rugby 7 athlete is definitely up there for me.
Yeah, yesterday I listened the interview of Charles Barkley. He said that back then when he was playing, basketball is more strength and more quick. But now it's more slow. You need to still be strong, but it's more slow. So what do you think about the new style of basketball in strength conditioning wise?
Yeah, I actually disagree with Charles. I think that I would agree with the sentiment that it's more physical back then. Guys were getting hit. It was a way more physical game. You know, you can remember from the Michael Jordan documentary, he got beat up by the Pistons bad. So what did he do? He went and got stronger so that the next year he was able to take on physical contact and collision. The referees weren't quick to blow fouls on everything, right? So people got hit hard. So you needed to be strong and to develop that armor, your physical body armor, to take on those types of stressors. But today's game, I think it's quicker, it's faster, it's more athletic. You got 14, 15-year-old kids that are jumping out the gym, creating highlight tapes of dunks and stuff like that. So I definitely think the game is way more athletic today. Because of that, injuries have gone through the roof. There's way more injuries because usually when you're athletic, the forces that your body takes is higher. You're jumping harder and faster and higher, but you're also landing harder, faster, and that takes a toll on your body. So you see these injuries go up with all the athleticism, which means that training is more important than ever, in my opinion, to stay healthy. I think that that's why more and more people are documenting the fact that they're spending lots of money on their body to stay healthy, to stay strong, and to stay athletic throughout the season versus work really hard in the summertime and then that's it. Now people train year round. And I love that because I think that that's what it takes.
Actually, I don't want to ask you some of the exercises and the moves because you have an app and then you have a business called GBG, Greatness Breeds Greatness.
Let's go.
Yeah. And then what inspired to create GBG Hoops, first of all?
Yeah.
What is GBG Hoops?
Well, GBG stands for Greatness Breeds Greatness. So if you look at the logo, these are wings, and this is the floor, and that's you, and that's me. And we're reflecting greatness towards each other, elevating each other. So when I'm great, you're great. And when you're great, I'm great. So we just help each other become better, right? Right now, we're GBG. We're helping each other get better. So, and then this symbol right here means strength or courage, you know, be brave. GBG is our company that houses training programs in an app that anyone can download to have access to so many different training programs and exercises to help you become healthy, strong, robust, and just a better athlete so that you can put the best product on the floor. Because a lot of us know that our body is what dictates how well we do on the court. And I always like to say, don't wait until you get hurt to start training. Train now so you don't get hurt. Because a lot of times people wait till they get hurt. You can go to gbg.hoops, our Instagram, and we got all types of links there, and reach out, DM, we'll hook you up with our app link. And we have a new app coming in September. Brand new.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I'm going to hook you up. I'll make sure I hook you up.
I would love to. Yeah. It's like out of context and out of the way, but what's the thing that behind you? It's like...
it's just a work shelf.
Oh, yeah. No, the other side. It's like a model. It's like... Yeah, he's like human.
It's a mannequin.
Yeah, mannequin.
It's just a decoration. Yeah, it's just a.
Yeah.
My wife's into design and art, so that's hers.
Oh,
She decorated the
yeah,
house.
yeah, yeah.
This is our gym, though.
She designed the GBG hoops.
She
the
did.
Logo.
She designed everything. Yep.
Yeah, it's understandable that there is some creative mind that
Oh yeah.
design all these things.
Yeah,
It's like-
I'm only the trainer. I don't know all the science and stuff. That's all hers.
I didn't mean that, but
If it looks pretty, that means she designed it.
And then, as you said, since September, you're working with Fred VanVleet individually, but you work with a lot of NBA players, like European players. And then I want to ask you, what are the key elements that differentiate elite athletes from others, and how do you help them maintain their edge?
Yeah, well, I mean, number one is just talent. These NBA athletes are born with genetic advantages that allow them to become better equipped to play the game of basketball. Better equipped meaning perhaps height, longer arms, bigger hands, the ability to run and jump. There are qualities that people simply cannot change based off of the way they're born. For instance, I'm 5'8". I can't change that. If you look at someone like Anthony Davis, who grew 7 inches in one summer, that's a really good quality to have as a basketball player, to be tall, right? Number one, they're born this way. Number two, their talent is unbelievable, but they work tirelessly at it. They train so much, and it might not be in the weight room. It might not be body training, but they're shooting and they're on the court nonstop. So I think mentally they're built different as well. They're wired a little different mentally because all they want to do is train and get better. And then number three, I think that what separates pro from regular is the ability to sacrifice time with friends, sacrifice time with family. Maybe they're not playing video games as much. Maybe, they're sacrificing fun time in exchange for the court. And most of these athletes do that.
Yeah, and then these are this kind of same your advices for young basketball players who aspire to reach the professional level, or like you want to add something new or more specific, like both physical training and mental preparation, let's say.
Yeah, no, I mean, anybody that aspires to become a pro basketball player or pro anything in sport, this is something that is not born or created through just playing. It's your life. Like, you can't expect to become a pro at anything unless your entire life revolves around the sport. You wake up at a certain time and you eat a breakfast at a certain time. You do your mobility training, you go to school, do your strength training, you practice, and then you do your homework, and then you make sure that you go to bed on time and you're not, on social media all night, not sleeping, or playing the video game all night, not sleeping. Like, it does make a difference. And I'm not saying that if you don't do this, you won't make it, because there are plenty of people that have, but I think that if you want to put yourself in the best position possible to become a pro athlete, you have to make sure that you're doing your best in every asset or component of life. Every component of life, not just basketball or not just soccer or not just gymnastics. It has to be every component. You got to eat, sleep, and train your sport to put yourself in the best position possible.
Yeah, and it's like Gannon Becker said that greatness leaves footprints. So if you want to be great, follow them.
Agreed. I think that that's extremely valuable if you have access to understand what a peer, like your teammate or someone before you, has done in order to get to that level. Why wouldn't you use the same blueprint as they did?
And then you also you have stressed the importance of remaining a student, networking, and staying true to yourself, right? And how have these principles guided you through the ups and downs of your career, and how can young coaches and athletes apply these lessons to their own journeys?
Being authentic and unafraid of who you are, the number one thing that you can adopt early as an athlete or coach. First of all, people can see right through fraudulent or fraud. people can see right through if you are someone that you're not. You're acting like someone that you're not. It would just be a better situation for everybody to make sure that anybody that has considered going into the space of sport or athletics or, training or playing, whatever it is, just be authentic to yourself. If it feels good and it fits good, roll with it and be unafraid and courageous in that truth. Live that truth. And I think sooner than later, people will start to see that, oh, this guy or this girl is really who she is. And I like it. I think that that's someone I can follow or someone that I can work with or rock out with, right? And then in terms of the studying, life is all about learning. Every day we should be trying to find something new to learn, whether it's from someone or a resource, whether, books, online. The ability to learn is infinite with the internet, right? There's no excuse for us not to continue to learn and develop our mind. And, everything that we see, we may not like, but what you do is you keep what you like, you make it yours, and then you discard everything that you don't like. And I think that that's the best way to live, because it's the day, I always say, the day that you stop learning is the day that you die. You need to actively seek information to continue to develop your mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I think some research said that we're seeing 700 new information a day on social media and all over, and it's crazy. In technology is really into the strength conditioning side right now as well, like the all the analyzing the body and then the analyzing some injuries. So how do you see technology transforming the way athletes train in the future?
Well, number one, downloading the GBG Hoops app is going to definitely change how you train. But because that is technology, right?
Yeah.
But I can foresee motion capture happening. So for instance, like if you set your device up on a tripod and then I say to you, okay, do a single leg squat, do an RDL, whatever the movement is. And then the camera actually motion captures how well you do it. And then now I can prescribe specific exercise to how you move. So now you literally have me as a trainer, even though I'm not there. So I can say to your coach, okay, you did a single leg squat, your knee dove in 14 degrees, your ankle pronated 17 degrees. Okay, that means you need to do this exercise. Boom, there you go. That's closer than we think. And I think that it's gonna be in our app soon.
So the thing is downloading the GBG app and then
that's right.
Using the technology in the right way. The question.
That's right.
Yeah. And then for those interested in pursuing a career in performance coaching of basketball, what are the key skills and the knowledge areas they should focus on developing?
Well, the number one thing is learning every day, seeking knowledge from different sources every single day. And the number one source is people. So I think too many times young people look to social media as their main driver of education. I think that's a mistake. It's good, but it's not the best. And going to a performance center, volunteering your time to work with a coach that you look up to or that you see as someone that represents what you want to be, and interning, doing work for free is what I used to do. I used to work for free just so I could learn is number one. Number two, train everyone. Don't just train basketball players, because the better you get at communicating, the better coach you will be. Just because I know all the amazing training techniques, exercises, and movements doesn't mean I know how to make people move well. And that all comes from communication. Learning how to communicate and coach is extremely important. It's almost as important as learning the science behind training. And then lastly, I'd say just train yourself. Use your own body as an experiment to learn how the latest training philosophies and methods are presented to the body, so that you know what the athlete is experiencing.
Yeah. So actually, we are in the end. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for all of your answers, and thank you for your time.
Oh man, it's my pleasure. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you got some greatness out of it.
Yeah.
I hope that your audience loved the conversation, and if you ever want to talk again, let me know.
Thank you. The questions could be general, but you make it like specific. So thank you for that.
Perfect. Yeah, man. Anytime. I'm. It's my honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.
All right.